Hey guys, it's your boy Mo. Listen, first and foremost, hey, I hope everybody out there is practicing safe social distancing, washing your hands, and wearing a mask when you go outside. Listen, this is going to be one of those videos where I'm really concerned for everybody's health and welfare out there because, listen, I practice safe social distancing, I practice washing my hands, I practice wearing a mask when I go outside. If I'm in a shopping mall, wherever a mask is required, then I am the guy that's doing it. So here we go. Uh, Yesterday, I get up, I'm feeling good. I think I'm feeling good. And, toward the end of the day, my body's not feeling as good as I thought it should. And I had an upset stomach. So, not thinking that I'm really, sick or anything, but at the end of the day, um, I just wasn't feeling like myself. And my wife, works at a hospital, and she was the first one to say, "Hey, maybe you really need to go out there and get yourself tested because you are the person that says, hey, safe social distancing, keep your hands clean and wear a mask when you're outside. But if you're going to advocate doing things for everybody else, you should follow protocol and do the smart thing, do the right thing, because if you do have this virus, it's not just yourself that you can affect, but you can affect your family, you can affect your friends, you can affect anybody that could potentially be around you. So, I thought about it, and at first I was like, hey, you know what, I'm okay. It's just a little bit of a, upset stomach, and maybe my body just doesn't feel as good as it has. But, didn't feel like I needed to go get anything done. And I was opposed to it. I really was. And then I get a phone call, and hey, who is it? It's my mom, and she's saying, hey, you know what? Just spoke to your wife. Maybe you really need to go and get this test because you're not feeling as well as you should. Now, hey, at the end of the day, I kind of brushed it off a little bit and said, you know what? Everybody's making too much of it. I feel good. I'm going to be okay. Everybody's just making too much of it. But after a little bit of thought, and I've been talking to you guys, and I've been telling you guys that don't just be safe for yourself, but be safe for everybody else around you and out there. I went, and I went there to the emergency room where they were having the tent set up in the parking lot. But I went around 8 o'clock at night, so when I got there, those tents were closed down, and the only thing that I could see was really the emergency room. So drove up to the emergency room. Actually, I was going to drive through it and just say, hey, I'll come back tomorrow during the daytime and we'll get this thing done then. But as luck would have it, my wife was with me and she said, no, let's let's check in at the emergency room and maybe they have an alternative place where they're doing the testing in the evenings. And as luck would have it, they were. So go there, talk to the people that come out. Everyone was being super nice, very supportive, asking me how I'm doing, how I'm feeling, and what was going on that would bring me to get a test. Listen, like I told them, I didn't think I was sick. I thought that maybe I just had a little bit of an upset stomach, and I was going, everything is good, everything is good. They take a little information, and next thing I know, they're calling me in my on my phone, asking me if I am okay to walk in or if I need a wheelchair to be wheeled in, so they could prep me and give me a test. Go inside, and they ask you all of your information. Ask you if you've been outside of the country in the last 3 days. Have you been around anyone with the coronavirus? Have you had any, been feeling ill, shortness of breath, coughing, high fever? Guess what? My answer was really no, because I hadn't been around anybody that was contagious. I haven't been outside New Jersey, and I haven't been around anybody that was sick. So, as we go through it, everything is going fine. They're telling me my symptoms were very low, and that I really didn't exhibit a lot of the traits that were, connected with the coronavirus. So they said that, if we don't feel as though, you're displaying as many traits with this virus, we're not going to swab you, we're going to send you home. So I'm thinking, okay, I'm going home, no big deal. But the last test that they gave me was checking my temperature. And my temperature was 99. At that point, they said, hey, you know what? We're going to run a test for you for the coronavirus. And guess what? That's what they did. They told me that at that point, I have to isolate myself for the next 5 days until I get the results. So at this point, here I am. I'm at home. I'm locked in my room, isolated away from myself. I'm isolated away by myself from my family, because if I should be contagious, I definitely don't want them to catch something that I have. And I wanted to let everybody out there know that, hey, this virus is not a joke. It's not something to take lightly. And I of all people, would have never thought that I would be in a situation where I'm sitting here saying, hey, I was just tested yesterday. So I'm always advocating what you should do. And what I'm saying to you guys now is take a look, learn from my my example, learn from me, learn from my lessons or from my deeds. That if you are feeling out of the normal, even if you don't think that your body is, too abnormal and it is just you're passing just a bad stomach or you ate something bad and you're not really as concerned as you should be, maybe you would like, or maybe you should, or maybe you need somebody to push you to go and get a test. Now, I'm not going to tell you that administering the test was pleasant for me, because it definitely wasn't. But I'm glad that at least the test was done, because from this day on, at least I'll know whether or not I'm a carrier, whether or not I have the virus, whether or not I don't have the virus, or whether I had it and I recovered from the virus. At least they'll have some data on me. That's what's important, because I hear a lot of guys, sprouting off at the mouth saying this is a conspiracy and the government is trying to hold us hostage as to what we are allowed to do, what we're not allowed to do, and that, it's becoming more of a social government where it's a dictatorship and it's not, you have the right to do what you want to do. Guess what? All that's nonsense. And anybody that wants to believe that that's the truth, then guess what? You are allowing yourself to be misled. Because at the end of the day, if we are not vigilant in doing the things that we need to do to find out who has this virus, to find out who doesn't have the virus, to pile up as much data as we can on this virus, you can be a statistic. You could be one of those that didn't want to believe or just decided that, hey, maybe the president's right. Maybe we need to loosen up the restrictions and we need to allow business to go back to normal. And guess what? I'm not opposed to loosening up restrictions, but I am opposed to loosening up restrictions too soon so that too many people decide that they're okay enough to socialize around other people that haven't been tested. And if we don't find out who's the virus has affected and who it hasn't, guess what? There could be another resurgence of this virus, and it could be more deadly than what we're seeing right now. So you got to think, I don't care who you are. I mean, I've listened to these guys on the internet, and, guess what? Jordan Belfort, you know what? You're wrong. Let's find out what's going on before we decide that we are going to go back and conduct business as it was. Don't you know that maybe it's not that we don't have enough tests, but maybe we don't have all of the reactors and the agents that are necessary to complete the test. Maybe we don't have that, so therefore we cannot go out and find out how many people are affected. I'm asking you guys, don't be one of those that goes out and puts yourself at risk, at danger for what? I'm going to sit here for the next 5 days. These are my confines. This is what my life is for the next 5 days. And guess what? I might not like it. I might hate it. But at the end of the day, I will know where I stand with the virus. And I'll know that I'm not doing anything to jeopardize my family. Because you know what? I'd rather sit in this room for 3 months than to have my kids affected by a virus that I bring in, my wife affected by a virus that I bring in, anybody that associates with me with the virus that I bring in. Please, this virus isn't a joke. And some people may want you to believe that this is all a big plan, a big conspiracy. Conspiracy. And smallpox, was that a joke? Ebola, was that a joke? No, these things weren't jokes. They're not jokes. Nobody's playing the game because this game is your life. Those that can avoid it, please do the safe thing. Avoid it. Those that, due to their circumstances, are forced to live in environments where you are in contact with people due to living in large apartment buildings where the virus is inside those walls and in the hallways and in the elevators. You know, be as safe as you can be. And for those of you that really just don't need to be outside or to be around anybody else, do the right thing. Hey, this is your boy Mo. I'm making a plea. This is my passionate plea to everybody. I don't want my mother to bury a son. I don't want my sisters to come to a funeral because they had a brother that didn't listen. I wouldn't want my friends to say only if he would have done something different. I wouldn't want anybody that listens to anything I have to say to be a victim of this virus. You know, as always, I'm going to tell you guys, I love you all. I want you guys to be safe. I want your families to be safe. Reach out to somebody that you know. Reach out to somebody that you haven't been in touch with in a while. Reach out to somebody that you had a petty fallout with, a stupid argument, an argument over something stupid, you know, things that can be replaced. This thing called life, it can't be replaced. It's the most fragile thing that you'll ever have in your life. It's the most fragile thing that you'll ever witness in your life. Life is fragile. So anything that can be replaced is not fragile, it's replaceable. Give somebody that you know you care about, give them a hug. Give them a phone call. Tell them that we can drop all the drama from the petty BS that caused us to fall apart. You know? And the other thing I want to say to all you guys out there is, hey, I love the support that I do get when I get it. And the only support I'm trying to do and get right now is I want you guys to support me in me helping to support each and every one of you guys. I love you guys all, and I wish you nothing but the best. I'll keep you updated, I'll keep you updated on my progress. But for right now, until I find out the results, I have to assume that I am one that has been affected by the virus. That's what I'm going to assume. And until it is proven otherwise, I have to keep myself away from those that I care and love the most. So until then, good, better, best. Hey, never let it rest until your good is better, your better is best. And guess what? You are the very best person that you can be. I love you guys. Peace.